The Christmas party at Dan's house was in full swing. The air was thick with laughter and the warmth of the holiday season. I clinked glasses with friends, exchanging holiday wishes and catching up on each other's lives. Everything seemed normal until I excused myself to get another round of drinks. Navigating through the festive crowd, I made my way to the makeshift bar in the corner of the living room. As I waited for the bartender to finish mixing cocktails, I glanced around casually, taking in the scene. That's when I saw them, Emily and Mark. They were standing close together, oblivious to the world around them. Emily's hand rested lightly on Mark's arm as they leaned in, sharing a kiss that froze me in place. My heart sank as the realization hit me like a freight train. Mark, my archenemy, the guy I never trusted, the one who always seemed to have an edge over me in everything. And there was Emily, my wife, betraying me with him. Shock coursed through me, followed by a searing pain that threatened to consume me whole. I couldn't move, couldn't speak. I just stood there, clutching the drinks in my hands, trying to process the scene unfolding before my eyes. They didn't notice me. Why would they? Their stolen moment was theirs alone, a secret shared in plain sight. I felt a surge of anger, but beneath it all, there was a deep, crushing sadness. How long had this been going on? How could Emily do this to us? I forced myself to walk back to our group, my mind spinning with 1,000 questions and emotions. I couldn't confront her here, not now. But I knew I couldn't ignore what I had seen. Throughout the rest of the evening, I played the part of the oblivious husband, smiling when necessary, engaging in small talk, all the while feeling like I was living in a nightmare. The weight of betrayal hung heavy in the air around me, suffocating and unbearable. When we finally left the party, Emily chattered happily about how much fun it had been, how nice it was to catch up with everyone. I drove in silence, my knuckles white on the steering wheel, struggling to keep my composure. As soon as we got home, I retreated to the study, needing space to think. Emily followed me, concern etched on her face. "Is everything okay, Jack?" she asked, her voice trembling slightly. I turned to face her, my jaw clenched tight. "Don't," I managed to say, my voice hoarse with emotion. "Just don't." She looked at me, confusion and guilt flickering across her features. "Jack, please, let's talk about this," she pleaded. I shook my head, feeling a surge of bitterness rise within me. "There's nothing to talk about, Emily. I saw you." Her eyes widened, realization dawning on her face. "Jack, she started, but I cut her off. "I don't want to hear it," I said, my voice low and filled with pain. "Just go." She hesitated for a moment, as if searching for words that could make this right, but there were none. With a sigh, she turned and left the room, leaving me alone with my shattered heart and a burning desire for revenge. I sank into the chair behind the desk, staring blankly at the wall. The weight of betrayal settled around me like a heavy cloak, suffocating and relentless. But amidst the pain, a plan began to form, a plan for retribution, for justice. They had betrayed me, and now it was time for them to pay the price. Chapter 2. In the days that followed, I plunged myself into a relentless pursuit of information. Every spare moment was dedicated to uncovering the extent of Emily's betrayal and plotting my revenge against Mark. I started with Emily. Confronting her was out of the question. The wounds were too fresh, the pain too raw. Instead, I focused on untangling our lives. We had been together for years, sharing everything from finances to friends. Now I meticulously began to sever those ties. Lawyers were consulted, paperwork filed. Our home, once a sanctuary, became a battleground of legal negotiations and emotional turmoil. Emily pleaded, begged for forgiveness. She sent messages, left voicemails, showed up at the doorstep in tears. Each time I turned her away with a steely resolve, refusing to let her manipulate my emotions again. Meanwhile, my attention turned to Mark. He had always been a thorn in my side, a constant reminder of my shortcomings. Now, he was something more, a target for my wrath. I dug into his life with a determination fueled by anger and hurt. I learned about his business ventures, his connections, his weaknesses. Through discreet inquiries and careful observation, I uncovered cracks in his seemingly impenetrable facade. Mark's pride and joy was his startup. It was his dream, his passion. But it was also his Achilles heel. I saw an opportunity to exploit that vulnerability, to strike at the heart of his ambitions. Positioning myself strategically, I insinuated my way into his business circle. With careful maneuvering, I presented myself as a potential investor, someone with deep pockets and a keen interest in his venture. Mark, always eager to impress and expand, welcomed me with open arms. I played my part flawlessly, engaging in discussions, offering insights, building rapport with his team. Behind the scenes, however, my true motives simmered. I gathered intel, learned about upcoming deals, understood the intricate web of partnerships that sustained his enterprise. Months passed. The facade of friendship with Mark grew thicker, while my desire for vengeance burned hotter. I bided my time, waiting for the perfect moment to strike, to unleash the devastation that would mirror the pain he had caused me. Finally, the opportunity presented itself. Mark was on the brink of closing a major deal, one that would secure his startup's future and elevate his status in the industry. It was the culmination of years of hard work, the pinnacle of his ambitions. But it was also the moment I had been waiting for. I discreetly planted seeds of doubt among his partners, subtly questioning his leadership, his decision-making. I whispered carefully crafted lies, manipulated perceptions, sowed discord within the ranks. As tensions mounted and trust wavered, cracks began to appear. His partners, once steadfast allies, started to question his judgment. Doubts grew like a cancer, spreading insidiously through the once united front. On the day of the crucial meeting, when everything was supposed to fall into place for Mark, it all unraveled instead. His partners, swayed by doubts and mistrust, withdrew their support. The deal collapsed like a house of cards, leaving Mark reeling in shock and disbelief. I watched from the sidelines, hidden in the shadows of my own making. The devastation on Mark's face mirrored the agony I had felt when I first saw Emily betray me. It was a bitter victory, but a victory nonetheless. As Mark's world crumbled around him, a sense of grim satisfaction washed over me. He had taken everything from me: my trust, my love, my peace of mind. Now, I had taken everything from him. Chapter 3. With Mark's downfall secured, I turned my attention to rebuilding my own life. The satisfaction of vengeance was bitter and fleeting, leaving behind a void that seemed impossible to fill. Yet amidst the ruins of my marriage and the wreckage of Mark's ambitions, I found a glimmer of hope. The legal proceedings with Emily dragged on, each meeting and negotiation a painful reminder of what we had lost. She continued to plead for reconciliation, to beg for forgiveness, but I remained resolute in my decision. There was no going back from the betrayal that had shattered my trust. Slowly, I began to piece together a new existence. I moved out of our shared home, opting for a fresh start in a small apartment on the outskirts of town. The solitude was both a blessing and a curse, offering me the space to heal while also echoing with the absence of what once was. Friends reached out, offering support and understanding, though some struggled to comprehend the depths of my pain. I withdrew from social gatherings, preferring the solace of solitude to the hollow comfort of superficial interactions. In the midst of rebuilding my personal life, my professional career took an unexpected turn. The energy and focus I had once poured into my marriage now fueled my ambitions at work. I threw myself into projects with renewed vigor, climbing the corporate ladder with a determination born from adversity. But even as I found success in my career, the scars of betrayal continued to haunt me. Nights were restless, filled with dreams of Emily's betrayal and Mark's downfall. Anger simmered beneath the surface, a constant reminder of the injustice I had endured. Months turned into years. The ache of loss dulled with time, replaced by a quiet acceptance of the past. Emily faded into a distant memory, her presence reduced to occasional mentions in casual conversations with mutual acquaintances. As for Mark, I heard through the grapevine that he had struggled to recover from the blow to his reputation. His startup never regained its former glory, overshadowed by the shadow of mistrust I had cast over it. He retreated from the spotlight, his once promising career marred by the stain of failure. I reflected on the path that had led me to this point, from the devastation of betrayal to the hollow victory of revenge. The cost had been high, measured in shattered trust and irreparable damage to relationships once cherished. Yet amidst the wreckage, I found a resilience I hadn't known existed. I forged new connections, nurtured old friendships, and rediscovered a sense of purpose that extended beyond the confines of my past. In the quiet moments of reflection, I realized that true healing lay not in vengeance, but in forgiveness, not for Emily or Mark, but for myself. I had carried the burden of their betrayal for too long, allowing it to define me in ways I never anticipated. As the years passed, I made peace with the past, embracing the lessons learned from heartbreak and betrayal. Life, I realized, was a series of moments, some filled with joy and triumph, others marred by pain and loss. It was how we navigated those moments that defined who we were. And so, with a renewed sense of purpose and a heart tempered by adversity, I stepped forward into the uncertain future, leaving behind the shadows of betrayal and revenge. For in the end, it was not the wounds inflicted upon me that defined my journey, but the strength and resilience with which I rose from the ashes of my past. Chapter 4. Years had passed since the tumultuous events that reshaped my life. The wounds of betrayal had healed into scars, reminders of the pain and resilience that defined my journey. I had settled into a new rhythm, finding solace in routine and purpose in my work. The corporate world had become my refuge, a place where ambition and determination could be channeled into tangible successes. I thrived in the structured chaos of deadlines and meetings, burying the memories of Emily and Mark beneath layers of ambition and achievement. Yet despite the semblance of stability, the past had a way of resurfacing when least expected. It was during one such ordinary day that a name from the past flickered across my email inbox. Mark Thompson. My heart skipped a beat as I stared at the screen, the familiar name stirring a mix of curiosity and apprehension. The subject line was simple, yet intriguing. Reconciliation? With a sense of trepidation, I opened the email, unsure of what to expect. The message was brief and to the point, inviting me to meet Mark for coffee to discuss closure and moving forward. Part of me wanted to delete the email, to erase any trace of the past that threatened to disrupt the fragile peace I had worked so hard to build. But another part, a part that still craved answers, closure, perhaps even forgiveness, compelled me to respond. We arranged to meet at a quiet cafe downtown, a neutral ground that held no memories of our shared past. As I walked into the cafe, I scanned the room nervously, searching for the familiar face that had once been both friend and foe. And there he was, seated at a corner table, his gaze intense yet guarded as he watched me approach. Mark hadn't changed much over the years. His hair was flecked with gray, lines etched around his eyes, but the aura of determination and confidence still surrounded him. We exchanged awkward greetings, the tension palpable between us. I ordered a coffee, needing something to ground me in this surreal moment of unexpected reunion. "I appreciate you agreeing to meet with me," Mark began, his voice tinged with a hint of remorse. "I know I hurt you deeply, and I've carried that weight with me." His words caught me off guard. For years I had envisioned this moment, imagined the anger and resentment I would unleash upon him. Yet now, faced with the reality of his contrition, I found myself at a loss for words. "Why now?" I finally managed to ask, my voice hoarse with emotion. Mark sighed, his gaze dropping to the tabletop. "I've spent years trying to rebuild what I lost," he admitted. "My career, my reputation, but none of it mattered without addressing the damage I caused to you." His honesty struck a chord within me. Despite everything, he was human, flawed, regretful, seeking redemption. "I don't expect forgiveness," Mark continued quietly, "but I needed to apologize, to acknowledge the pain I caused and to try to make amends." Silence hung heavy between us, the weight of his words sinking in. Memories of betrayal and vengeance collided with the unexpected sincerity of his apology. Could forgiveness truly exist beyond the scars of betrayal? "I don't know if I'll ever fully forgive you," I admitted, surprising myself with the honesty of my own confession. "But I appreciate your honesty today." Mark nodded solemnly, his expression reflecting a mix of resignation and acceptance. "I understand," he replied softly. "I just wanted you to know that I'm truly sorry." We finished our coffee in awkward silence, the gap between us filled with unspoken regrets and tentative hopes for closure. As we parted ways outside the cafe, I felt a weight lift from my shoulders. Not forgiveness, perhaps, but a sense of resolution. In the days that followed, Mark and I exchanged a few polite emails, acknowledging the fragile truce we had forged. It was a delicate dance of civility, a tentative step towards healing old wounds. Life continued to unfold, the past gradually receding into distant memory. Emily remained a ghost of the past, her presence fading with each passing year. Mark, too, moved on with his life, rebuilding from the ruins of his ambitions. As for me, I embraced the lessons learned from betrayal and vengeance. They had shaped me into a person of resilience and compassion, capable of navigating life's uncertainties with grace and strength. And though the scars of betrayal would always linger, they no longer defined me. Instead, they served as a reminder of the resilience of the human spirit, a testament to the power of forgiveness and the enduring hope for a future free from the shadows of the past. Chapter 5. Life continued to unfold in unexpected ways after my encounter with Mark. The tentative peace we had established remained fragile but steady, a testament to the power of acknowledging past wrongs and seeking closure. In the months that followed, I found myself drawn to introspection, reflecting on the journey that had led me to this moment of fragile reconciliation. The wounds of betrayal, though scarred over, still throbbed with echoes of pain and mistrust. Work became my refuge once more, the steady rhythm of deadlines and projects grounding me in a sense of purpose. I threw myself into new challenges, seeking solace in achievements that were tangible and measurable. Outside of work, I explored new hobbies and interests, rediscovering the simple joys that had once been overshadowed by the turmoil of my personal life. I immersed myself in books, music, and nature, finding peace in moments of solitude and reflection. Yet amidst the semblance of stability, questions lingered, unanswered and unresolved. Did forgiveness truly lie beyond the wounds of betrayal? Could closure be found in acknowledging past hurts and moving forward with grace? It was during one of my solitary walks in the park that I received an unexpected phone call. Emily. Her name flashed on the screen, stirring a mix of emotions I had long buried beneath layers of detachment and resilience. I hesitated before answering, unsure of what to expect. The voice on the other end was tentative, hesitant, as if unsure of its welcome. "Jack, it's me," Emily began, her voice tinged with a hint of apprehension. "I know I have no right to ask this, but could we meet?" Her words caught me off guard. Years had passed since our paths diverged, each carving out separate lives forged from the remnants of our shattered marriage. And yet, here she was, seeking a chance to bridge the chasm that had widened between us. After a moment's hesitation, I agreed to meet her the following weekend at a quiet cafe on the outskirts of town. The cafe held no significance to our past, a neutral ground where we could confront the ghosts of our shared history without the weight of memories clouding our conversation. When the day arrived, I found myself seated across from Emily, our hands wrapped around steaming mugs of coffee. Silence stretched between us, heavy with unspoken words and unresolved emotions. "I'm sorry, Jack," Emily finally whispered, her gaze fixed on the tabletop. "For everything, for the pain I caused you, for betraying your trust." Her words stirred a whirlwind of emotions within me, anger, sorrow, and a flicker of empathy for the woman who once held my heart. "I don't expect you to forgive me," Emily continued quietly. "I don't even know if I can forgive myself. But I needed to tell you, I'm sorry." Her vulnerability was palpable, a stark contrast to the confident woman I had once thought I knew. In that moment, I saw her not as the betrayer who shattered my world, but as a flawed and remorseful human being seeking redemption. "I appreciate your apology, Emily," I replied, my voice steady despite the turmoil within. "It's been a long road for both of us." We talked for hours, navigating the treacherous waters of our shared past with a raw honesty that had eluded us for years. Emily spoke of her regrets and the painful journey of self-discovery that followed our separation. I, in turn, shared glimpses of the struggles and triumphs that shaped my path to healing and acceptance. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden hue over the cafe, a sense of closure settled between us. The wounds of betrayal had not vanished, nor had the scars faded completely. But in acknowledging our shared humanity and seeking forgiveness, we found a semblance of peace. In the days and weeks that followed, Emily and I exchanged occasional emails and messages, tentative steps towards rebuilding a bridge that had once been reduced to ashes. Our interactions were tinged with caution and guarded hope, a fragile dance of reconciliation that unfolded one hesitant step at a time. Life continued to unfold, each day offering new opportunities for growth and renewal. The past remained a part of our story, woven into the fabric of our lives with threads of resilience and grace. And as I looked towards the future, I carried with me the lessons learned from betrayal and forgiveness, a testament to the enduring power of resilience, compassion, and the unyielding hope for a future defined not by the shadows of the past, but by the light of possibility and redemption. Chapter 6. Life settled into a rhythm of quiet contentment in the months following my conversations with both Mark and Emily. The wounds of the past, though not forgotten, no longer held the power to disrupt the peace I had painstakingly rebuilt. Work continued to be a source of fulfillment and distraction. I threw myself into new projects with renewed vigor, relishing the challenges that pushed me to grow professionally and personally. The accolades and promotions that followed were a testament to the resilience I had cultivated in the face of adversity. Outside of work, I explored new avenues of personal growth. I joined a local hiking group, finding solace in the quiet beauty of nature and the camaraderie of fellow enthusiasts. The physical exertion of climbing mountains and traversing trails became a metaphor for the uphill battles I had faced in my personal life. Friendships blossomed anew, forged from shared experiences and a mutual appreciation for the complexities of life. I surrounded myself with people who understood the scars I carried, not as badges of weakness, but as reminders of the strength that had carried me through the darkest moments. As the months turned into years, I found myself reflecting on the transformative power of forgiveness. Mark and Emily had been catalysts for change in my life, their betrayals paving the way for a journey of self-discovery and growth. In forgiving them, not for their sake, but for mine, I had reclaimed control over my narrative. Occasionally, I would hear snippets of news about Mark and Emily through mutual acquaintances. Mark had slowly begun to rebuild his career, humbled by the lessons learned from his downfall. He had become an advocate for ethical business practices, channeling his experiences into mentorship programs for aspiring entrepreneurs. Emily had embarked on a journey of her own, pursuing a career in social work focused on supporting survivors of domestic abuse. Her past mistakes had shaped her compassion and empathy, guiding her towards a path of service and advocacy. Our paths crossed occasionally in the years that followed, each encounter marked by a mutual respect born from shared adversity. We exchanged polite greetings and well wishes, acknowledging the roles we had played in each other's lives without dwelling on the pain of the past. In a quiet moment of reflection one evening, I received an unexpected message, an invitation to attend a charity event hosted by a local organization dedicated to supporting victims of betrayal and rebuilding trust in relationships. Curiosity piqued, I accepted the invitation, intrigued by the opportunity to contribute to a cause that resonated deeply with my own experiences. The event was held at a grand venue downtown, filled with supporters and survivors alike, sharing stories of resilience and hope. As I mingled with attendees and listened to powerful testimonials of forgiveness and redemption, a sense of gratitude washed over me. The journey that had begun with betrayal had led me to this moment, a moment of giving back, of paying forward the lessons learned along the way. During a break in the program, I found myself face to face with Emily. The years had softened the edges of our shared pain, replacing bitterness with a quiet understanding. "Jack," Emily greeted me softly, her eyes reflecting a mix of emotions. "It's good to see you." "And you, Emily," I replied with a genuine smile. "You're doing important work." She nodded, a faint smile tugging at the corners of her lips. "Thank you. It's been a journey, but I've found meaning in helping others navigate their own paths to healing." We spoke for a while, sharing stories of our respective journeys since we last met. The conversation flowed with an ease that spoke of the healing that had taken place within both of us. As the evening drew to a close, Emily reached out and clasped my hand briefly. "I'm glad we could find peace, Jack," she said softly. "Me too, Emily," I replied, squeezing her hand gently. "Me too." As I watched her disappear into the crowd, I felt a sense of closure settle over me. A closure forged not in the absence of pain, but in the recognition of growth and resilience. The journey of betrayal and revenge had led me full circle, back to a place of forgiveness and compassion. And as I looked towards the future, I carried with me the lessons learned from a tumultuous past, a testament to the transformative power of forgiveness, resilience, and the enduring hope for a future defined not by the shadows of betrayal, but by the light of possibility and redemption. Chapter 7. The years passed in a steady rhythm of growth and introspection. The charity event had marked a turning point, a catalyst for deeper reflection on the journey of forgiveness and redemption that had defined my path. In the wake of the event, I found myself drawn to volunteer work, a way to channel my experiences into meaningful action. I joined local organizations dedicated to supporting survivors of betrayal and abuse, offering mentorship and guidance to those navigating their own paths to healing. The work was both humbling and cathartic, a reminder of the resilience of the human spirit and the transformative power of empathy. As I listened to the stories of survivors, I saw echoes of my own journey reflected in their courage and determination to reclaim their lives. Outside of my volunteer commitments, life continued to unfold with its share of joys and challenges. Friendships deepened, nurtured by shared experiences and a mutual understanding of the complexities of life. I found solace in the company of kindred spirits who embrace my scars as badges of strength rather than symbols of weakness. Work remained a constant source of fulfillment, though my ambitions had shifted. I sought projects that aligned with my newfound purpose, initiatives that promoted integrity, compassion, and ethical leadership in the corporate world. The accolades and promotions that followed were a testament not only to my professional acumen, but also to my commitment to values that transcended success. Occasionally, I crossed paths with Mark and Emily in professional settings and social gatherings. Our interactions were polite and cordial, marked by a shared acknowledgement of the past without dwelling on its painful memories. They had each found their own paths to redemption and purpose, navigating the aftermath of betrayal with grace and resilience. One evening, as I sorted through emails in my home office, a familiar name appeared in my inbox: Mark Thompson. The subject line was simple yet intriguing: gratitude. Curiosity piqued, I opened the email to find a heartfelt message from Mark expressing his appreciation for the role I had unwittingly played in his journey of self-discovery and redemption. He spoke of the impact our conversations had on his perspective, challenging him to confront his mistakes and embrace a path of humility and growth. "I owe you a debt of gratitude," Mark wrote, his words resonating with sincerity. "You showed me that true success lies not in achievements alone, but in the integrity with which we navigate our journey." His words touched me deeply, a reminder of the ripple effect of forgiveness and compassion. We arranged to meet for coffee the following week, a chance to reconnect on a deeper level beyond the constraints of past grievances. When we met, the atmosphere was charged with a mix of nostalgia and newfound understanding. Mark spoke of his journey since our last encounter, the lessons learned, the challenges overcome, and the renewed sense of purpose that had emerged from the ashes of his former ambitions. "I never imagined our paths would intersect in such meaningful ways," Mark admitted, his gaze steady. "You challenged me to confront my shortcomings and embrace a path guided by integrity and humility." I nodded in understanding, reflecting on my own journey of growth and resilience. "Forgiveness is a journey," I replied softly. "It's about finding peace within ourselves and extending grace to others." We talked for hours, sharing stories of transformation and renewal. The conversation flowed with the ease that spoke of the healing that had taken place within both of us. As we parted ways that evening, a sense of closure settled over me, not just for the wounds of the past, but for the journey of forgiveness and redemption that had led me to this moment. In the days and weeks that followed, Mark and I maintained occasional contact, exchanging emails and meeting for coffee on occasion. Our interactions were marked by a newfound camaraderie and mutual respect, a testament to the enduring power of forgiveness and growth. Life continued to unfold, each day offering new opportunities for connection, growth, and purpose. The scars of betrayal remained, but they no longer defined me. Instead, they served as reminders of the strength and resilience that had carried me through the darkest moments. And as I looked towards the future, I carried with me the lessons learned from betrayal and forgiveness, a testament to the transformative power of resilience, compassion, and the unyielding hope for a future defined not by the shadows of the past, but by the light of possibility and redemption. Life settled into a new normalcy, following my reconciliations with both Mark and Emily. The echoes of past betrayals had softened into whispers, reminders of lessons learned rather than wounds reopened. I found myself embracing each day with a renewed sense of purpose and gratitude, cherishing the moments of peace and connection that had once felt out of reach. My volunteer work continued to be a cornerstone of my life. I dedicated more time to mentoring young professionals, guiding them not only in their careers, but also in navigating the complexities of ethical decision-making and integrity. Each interaction served as a testament to the transformative power of resilience and compassion, reinforcing my belief in the importance of giving back. Outside of work and volunteer commitments, I nurtured a sense of adventure that had lain dormant during the tumultuous years of betrayal and revenge. I traveled to distant lands, immersing myself in new cultures and landscapes that broadened my perspective and enriched my soul. The solitude of travel provided moments of introspection, allowing me to reflect on the journey that had led me to this point of peace and contentment. Friendships flourished, deepening with shared experiences and a mutual understanding forged through adversity. I surrounded myself with people who embraced my scars as symbols of strength, offering unwavering support and camaraderie in times of both joy and challenge. Together, we celebrated milestones and weathered life's uncertainties with grace and resilience. One crisp autumn morning, as I sipped coffee on my terrace, a familiar name flashed across my phone screen. Emily. Her unexpected call stirred a mix of emotions: curiosity, apprehension, and a faint flicker of hope for renewed connection. "Jack," Emily greeted me warmly, her voice carrying a hint of uncertainty. "I hope I'm not catching you at a bad time." "Not at all, Emily," I replied with genuine warmth. "It's good to hear from you. How have you been?" We exchanged pleasantries, navigating the delicate dance of catching up on years spent apart. Emily spoke of her work and the challenges she faced in her advocacy for survivors of domestic abuse. Her passion for helping others shone through, a testament to the strength and resilience that had defined her own journey of healing. "I actually called because I wanted to invite you to something," Emily began hesitantly. "There's a gala fundraiser next month for the organization I work with. I thought, maybe you'd like to come?" Her invitation caught me off guard, a gentle nudge towards a future where our paths intersected once more. After a moment's consideration, I accepted graciously, intrigued by the opportunity to support Emily's cause and perhaps gain further closure on our shared history. The gala was held at an elegant venue downtown, buzzing with energy and anticipation. As I mingled with guests, I caught glimpses of Emily across the room, radiant in a gown that shimmered with grace and resilience. Our eyes met briefly, acknowledging the unspoken bond that had brought us together on this evening of shared purpose. During a lull in the program, Emily approached me with a soft smile. "Thank you for coming," she said earnestly, her eyes reflecting a mix of gratitude and nostalgia. "I'm glad I could be here," I replied sincerely. "Your work is inspiring, Emily. It's clear how much it means to you." She nodded, her gaze lingering on mine. "I've learned so much from my past," Emily admitted quietly. "It's taught me compassion, humility, and the importance of forgiveness." Her words resonated deeply, echoing my own journey of forgiveness and growth. "We've both come a long way," I acknowledged, a sense of peace settling over me. As the evening unfolded, Emily and I shared moments of laughter and reminiscence, navigating the complexities of our shared history with a newfound ease. The wounds of betrayal had faded into the background, overshadowed by the bond of understanding and mutual respect that had emerged between us. In the weeks that followed, Emily and I maintained a tentative friendship, exchanging occasional emails and meeting for coffee on occasion. Our interactions were marked by a shared appreciation for the journey that had led us to this point of reconciliation and closure. Life continued to unfold, each day offering new opportunities for connection, growth, and renewal. The scars of betrayal remained, but they no longer defined me. Instead, they served as reminders of the resilience and compassion that had carried me through the darkest moments. And as I looked towards the future, I carried with me the lessons learned from betrayal and forgiveness, a testament to the transformative power of resilience, compassion, and the unyielding hope for a future defined not by the shadows of the past, but by the light of possibility and redemption. The passage of time had woven a tapestry of healing and growth into the fabric of my life. Each day brought new opportunities for reflection and gratitude, a testament to the resilience that had carried me through the storms of betrayal and redemption. In the months following the gala fundraiser with Emily, life settled into a gentle rhythm of work, friendships, and personal exploration. The memories of past betrayals no longer cast shadows over my present, but instead served as reminders of the strength forged in adversity. Work continued to be a cornerstone of my identity, a place where I channeled my energies into meaningful projects that aligned with my values of integrity and compassion. The challenges were met with a steady determination, each success a testament to the lessons learned from past mistakes. Outside of work, I nurtured a sense of adventure that had blossomed in the wake of forgiveness and closure. I traveled to distant lands, immersing myself in the rich tapestries of culture and history that unfolded before me. The solitude of travel offered moments of introspection, a chance to reflect on the journey that had led me to this place of peace and contentment. Friendships deepened, woven together by shared experiences and a mutual understanding of life's complexities. I surrounded myself with kindred spirits who embraced my scars as symbols of strength, offering unwavering support and companionship in both moments of joy and trials. One crisp spring afternoon, I received an unexpected invitation in the mail, a wedding invitation from an old friend, Sarah. She and her fiancé, David, were tying the knot in a quaint ceremony at a vineyard on the outskirts of town. The invitation stirred a mix of nostalgia and anticipation, a chance to celebrate love and new beginnings amidst the backdrop of old memories. The day of the wedding arrived, bathed in golden sunlight and the scent of blooming flowers. As I approached the vineyard, I spotted familiar faces among the guests, friends and acquaintances from different chapters of my life, united in their joy for Sarah and David. Amidst the laughter and celebration, I found myself drawn into conversations that spanned the spectrum of human experiences. Stories were shared, anecdotes exchanged, each moment a testament to the interconnectedness of lives woven together by threads of friendship and shared history. As the evening unfolded, I found myself seated at a table with Emily. Our conversation flowed effortlessly, a blend of reminiscence and curiosity about the paths we had chosen since our tumultuous past. "I never thought we'd be here, celebrating together," Emily mused softly, her gaze drifting over the festivities. "Neither did I admitted with a smile. Life has a way of surprising us." Emily nodded, her eyes meeting mine with a depth of understanding that spoke volumes. "Thank you, Jack," she said earnestly, "for everything." Her words carried a weight of gratitude and closure, a recognition of the journey we had traveled from betrayal to forgiveness. In that moment, I felt a sense of peace settle over me, not just for the wounds of the past, but for the richness of the present and the promise of the future. As the night drew to a close, I bid farewell to Emily and the other guests, a heart full of gratitude for the connections that had shaped my journey. The wedding had been more than a celebration of love. It had been a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the transformative power of forgiveness. In the days and weeks that followed, life continued to unfold with its share of joys and challenges. I carried with me the lessons learned from betrayal and redemption, a testament to the enduring power of resilience, compassion, and the unyielding hope for a future defined not by the shadows of the past, but by the light of possibility and renewal. And as I looked towards the horizon, I knew that the journey was far from over. Each step forward was a testament to the strength found in embracing the complexities of life and embracing the journey with an open heart. Life had settled into a harmonious rhythm, a testament to the resilience and growth that had defined my journey. The passage of time had softened the memories of betrayal into lessons learned, guiding me towards a future illuminated by hope and possibility. Work remained a source of fulfillment, where I continued to channel my energies into projects that aligned with my values of integrity and compassion. The challenges that came my way were met with a steady resolve, each obstacle viewed through the lens of experience and growth. Outside of work, I found solace in the quiet moments of reflection and exploration. Nature became a sanctuary where I sought refuge, hiking trails that wound through forests and mountains, each step a reminder of the strength cultivated through adversity. Friendships continued to blossom, nurtured by shared experiences and a mutual appreciation for the complexities of life. I surrounded myself with people who embraced my scars as symbols of resilience, offering unwavering support and companionship in moments of both triumph and challenge. One evening, as I sat on the terrace of my favorite cafe, a familiar face appeared in the crowd, Mark. His presence caught me off guard, a reminder of the tangled history that had once bound us together in betrayal and revenge. Jack, Mark greeted me tentatively, his eyes reflecting a mix of apprehension and sincerity. I hope I'm not intruding. Not at all, Mark, I replied calmly, setting down my coffee cup. It's good to see you. How have you been? Mark hesitated for a moment, as if searching for the right words. I've been well, he began slowly. I wanted to thank you again for everything, for the conversations we had, for the lessons you taught me. His words carried a weight of genuine gratitude, a testament to the transformative power of forgiveness and empathy. We spoke for hours, navigating the complexities of our shared history with a newfound perspective born from introspection and growth. I've come to realize that true success isn't measured by achievements alone, Mark admitted quietly. It's about the impact we have on others, the integrity with which we navigate our lives. His revelation resonated deeply within me, a reflection of my own journey towards understanding and forgiveness. We've both come a long way, I acknowledged, a sense of closure settling over me. As we parted ways that evening, a sense of peace enveloped me, not just for the wounds of the past, but for the friendships rekindled and the lessons learned along the way. Life had a way of bringing people together, weaving threads of connection that spanned time and circumstance. In the days and weeks that followed, Mark and I maintained occasional contact, exchanging emails and meeting for coffee on occasion. Our interactions were marked by a mutual respect and appreciation for the growth that had emerged from our shared history. One afternoon, as I sorted through emails in my office, an unexpected message appeared in my inbox, an invitation from Emily. Her message was brief, yet heartfelt, extending an invitation to a fundraising event for the organization she now led, dedicated to empowering survivors of betrayal and abuse. Curiosity piqued. I accepted the invitation, intrigued by the opportunity to support Emily's cause and perhaps gain further closure on our shared journey of forgiveness and redemption. The event was held at a prestigious venue downtown, filled with supporters and survivors alike, sharing stories of resilience and hope. Emily greeted me warmly, her presence a reminder of the strength and compassion that had defined her own journey of healing. Jack, Emily said softly, her eyes reflecting a mix of emotions. Thank you for coming. It means a lot to have your support. I wouldn't miss it, I replied sincerely, touched by the sincerity in her voice. You've done incredible work, Emily. I'm proud of everything you've accomplished. Her smile was radiant, a reflection of the gratitude and pride she felt for the organization she had helped build from the ground up. Together we navigated the evening, mingling with guests and sharing stories of resilience and renewal. As the night drew to a close, Emily pulled me aside for a quiet moment of reflection. I never thought we'd be here, celebrating together, she admitted with a hint of nostalgia. Life has a way of surprising us, I replied with a smile, echoing our sentiments from years past. Emily nodded, her gaze meeting mine with a depth of understanding that spoke volumes. Thank you, Jack, she said earnestly, for everything. Her words carried a weight of gratitude and closure, a recognition of the journey we had traveled from betrayal to forgiveness. In that moment, I felt a sense of peace settle over me, not just for the wounds of the past, but for the richness of the present and the promise of the future. As I looked towards the horizon, I knew that the journey was far from over. Each step forward was a testament to the strength found in embracing the complexities of life and facing the future with an open heart. The passage of time had brought with it a deepening sense of peace and purpose. Life had unfolded in unexpected ways, weaving together the threads of past betrayals with the tapestry of forgiveness and growth. Work continued to be a fulfilling anchor in my life. I immersed myself in projects that challenged and inspired, finding satisfaction in the impact my work had on others. The lessons learned from past experiences guided me, fostering a sense of integrity and empathy in every decision made. Outside of work, I continued to explore the world with a renewed sense of wonder. Travel became a passion, a gateway to new cultures and perspectives that enriched my understanding of humanity. Each journey was an opportunity for introspection, a chance to reflect on the path that had led me to this moment of clarity and contentment. Friendships remained steadfast, a testament to the bonds forged through shared experiences and mutual respect. I surrounded myself with people who celebrated my triumphs and provided unwavering support in times of challenge. Together, we navigated the complexities of life with grace and resilience. One crisp autumn day, as I strolled through a local park, I received an unexpected call. The name that flashed across my screen stirred a mix of curiosity and nostalgia. Emily. It had been months since our paths had crossed at the fundraising event, and I wondered what had prompted her call. "Jack," Emily greeted warmly, her voice carrying a hint of excitement. "I hope I'm not catching you at a bad time." "Not at all, Emily," I replied with genuine interest. "It's good to hear from you. How have you been?" Emily shared updates about her work and personal life, her passion for advocacy evident in every word she spoke. "I actually called because I have a proposal," she began hesitantly. "Our organization is expanding its outreach program, and I thought you might be interested in getting involved." Her invitation caught me by surprise, a testament to the evolving nature of our relationship. Despite our tumultuous history, Emily's gesture was a reflection of her belief in the transformative power of forgiveness and collaboration. "I'd be honored," I responded sincerely, touched by her offer. "I believe in the work you're doing, Emily. Count me in." We discussed the details of the project, exchanging ideas and perspectives with a shared sense of purpose. As the conversation unfolded, I felt a renewed sense of connection with Emily, not just as collaborators, but as individuals who had traversed the depths of betrayal to emerge stronger and wiser. In the weeks that followed, Emily and I worked closely on the outreach program, pooling our expertise and resources to support survivors of betrayal and abuse. Our collaboration was marked by a shared commitment to making a difference, each step forward a testament to the healing power of empathy and solidarity. During one of our strategy sessions, Emily paused, her gaze meeting mine with a mix of gratitude and introspection. "I never thought we'd be here working together," she admitted softly. "Neither did I confessed with a smile. "Life has a way of bringing people together, doesn't it?" Emily nodded thoughtfully, her expression mirroring my sentiment. "Thank you, Jack," she said earnestly, "for believing in me, for believing in us." Her words resonated deeply within me, a reminder of the transformative journey we had embarked upon together. In that moment, I realized that our past had not defined us, but had instead shaped us into advocates for change and champions of resilience. As the months passed, Emily and I continued to collaborate on various projects, each endeavor reinforcing our shared commitment to empowering others and fostering a community built on trust and compassion. Together, we navigated the complexities of our shared history with grace and humility, embracing the possibilities that emerged from forgiveness and redemption. And as I looked towards the future, I knew that our journey was far from over. Each day brought new opportunities for growth and connection, a testament to the enduring power of resilience, compassion, and the unyielding hope for a future defined not by the scars of betrayal, but by the strength found in forgiveness and renewal. The collaboration with Emily continued to flourish, each project deepening our bond and reaffirming our shared commitment to making a difference in the lives of others. Together, we navigated the complexities of outreach and advocacy with a blend of determination and empathy, our past struggles now serving as guiding lights rather than shadows. One morning, as I sat at my desk reviewing plans for an upcoming workshop, a knock on the door interrupted my thoughts. I looked up to see Sarah standing in the doorway, a tentative smile on her face. "Sarah, it's good to see you," I greeted warmly, gesturing for her to come in. "What brings you here?" She stepped into the office, a sense of hesitation in her movements. "I wanted to talk to you," Sarah began slowly, her voice tinged with emotion, "about what happened between us." Memories of our shared history flooded back, the betrayal, the hurt, and the eventual healing that had followed. Sarah and I had once been close friends, until circumstances had driven a wedge between us. Now, standing face to face, I sensed a readiness in her to address the past. "I've been reflecting a lot lately," Sarah continued, her gaze steady, "about the choices we made and the consequences they had." I nodded, inviting her to take a seat. "It wasn't easy," I admitted honestly, "but we've both grown since then." Sarah exhaled softly, her hands clasped together in her lap. I've come to realize how much I regret what happened, she confessed quietly. The pain I caused you, and the damage it did to our friendship. Her words struck a chord within me, a reminder of the healing power found in acknowledgement and forgiveness. Sarah, I appreciate your honesty, I replied sincerely. It took courage to come here. We spoke for hours, navigating the complexities of our shared history with a newfound openness and vulnerability. Sarah shared her journey of introspection and growth, acknowledging the mistakes she had made and expressing genuine remorse for the pain she had caused. I don't expect forgiveness, Sarah said earnestly, her eyes searching mine for understanding. But I hope in time we can find a way to move forward. Her sincerity touched me deeply, a testament to the transformative power of accountability and empathy. Sarah, forgiveness isn't just about forgetting, I replied softly. It's about healing for both of us. As we parted ways that afternoon, a sense of closure settled over me, not just for the wounds of the past, but for the possibility of rebuilding a friendship founded on honesty and mutual respect. Life had a way of offering second chances, if only we were willing to embrace them. In the days that followed, Sarah and I continued to reconnect, slowly rebuilding the trust and camaraderie that had once defined our friendship. We navigated moments of awkwardness and understanding with grace, each conversation a step towards healing and renewal. One evening, as we sat at a cafe overlooking the city skyline, Sarah looked at me with a smile tinged with gratitude. "Thank you, Jack," she said softly, "for giving me a chance to make things right." I returned her smile, a weight lifted from my shoulders. "Thank you, Sarah," I replied sincerely, "for your honesty and willingness to confront the past." Together, we toasted to new beginnings, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the transformative power of forgiveness. As I looked towards the future, I knew that our journey was far from over, each day offering new opportunities for growth, connection, and the unwavering hope for a future defined not by the scars of betrayal, but by the strength found in forgiveness and renewal. Months passed in a gentle cadence, marked by the steady rhythm of work, friendships, and personal growth. The seasons changed, painting the world in hues of warmth and renewal, mirroring the evolution within. Emily and I continued our collaboration with renewed vigor, expanding our outreach programs to reach more survivors and advocate for change on a broader scale. Our shared dedication fueled late-night brainstorming sessions and early morning strategy meetings, each initiative a testament to the resilience forged through our shared experiences. One crisp autumn afternoon, as I reviewed project proposals in my office, a knock on the door interrupted my concentration. I looked up to see a familiar face. David, an old colleague from my early career days. "David," I greeted warmly, rising from my desk to shake his hand. "It's been a while. What brings you here?" David smiled, a hint of nostalgia in his eyes. "I heard about the work you and Emily are doing," he began, his voice tinged with admiration. "I wanted to see if there's a way I can contribute." His unexpected visit sparked a flurry of memories, of shared challenges and triumphs, of late nights brainstorming solutions to complex problems. David had been a mentor and a friend, someone whose guidance had shaped my early career path. "I'd be honored to have you on board," I replied sincerely, gesturing for him to take a seat. "We could use your expertise." David's eyes lit up with enthusiasm as we discussed potential projects and collaborations. His perspective brought a fresh lens to our work, injecting new ideas and strategies that revitalized our approach to advocacy and support. As weeks turned into months, David became an integral part of our team, his passion for social change aligning seamlessly with our mission. Together, we navigated the challenges of fundraising, policy advocacy, and community engagement with a blend of optimism and pragmatism. One evening, as we gathered for a team dinner to celebrate a successful campaign launch, Emily raised her glass in a toast. "To collaboration," she proclaimed with a smile, her eyes meeting mine with a shared sense of pride, "and to the power of collective action." The clink of glasses echoed through the room, a symbol of unity and determination in the face of adversity. We laughed and shared stories late into the night, celebrating not just our achievements, but the bonds of camaraderie and mutual respect that had strengthened over time. In the quiet moments that followed, as I reflected on the journey that had led me here, a sense of gratitude washed over me. Life had a way of bringing together unexpected allies and guiding us towards paths of purpose and fulfillment. As I looked around the room at my colleagues turned friends, I knew that our work was far from over. Each day brought new opportunities to make a difference, to uplift voices that had long been silenced, and to advocate for a future where compassion and justice prevailed. And as I looked towards the future, I knew that the lessons learned from betrayal and redemption had shaped not just my personal journey, but the collective efforts of those who stood alongside me. Together, we would continue to forge ahead, guided by the belief that change begins with each of us, and that together, we could build a world where healing and transformation were not just possibilities, but realities embraced by all. The weeks unfolded with a steady rhythm, each day bringing new challenges and opportunities for growth. The collaboration with Emily and David flourished, our shared commitment to advocacy and support driving us forward with renewed purpose. One morning, as I sat in a meeting with Emily and David, discussing the expansion of our outreach programs, my phone buzzed with an unexpected message. It was from Sarah, asking if we could meet for coffee. Curiosity piqued, I replied, agreeing to meet later that afternoon at our favorite cafe downtown. As I walked into the cafe, I spotted Sarah sitting by the window, a nervous smile playing on her lips. "Sarah," I greeted warmly, taking a seat across from her. "It's good to see you. How have you been?" She sighed softly, her eyes meeting mine with a mix of apprehension and sincerity. "I've been doing a lot of thinking," Sarah began slowly, her hands clasped tightly around her coffee cup, "about everything that happened between us." I nodded, a sense of empathy softening my response. "It wasn't easy," I admitted quietly, "but we've both come a long way." Sarah nodded, her gaze drifting to the bustling street outside. "I've realized how much I regret my actions," she confessed softly. "The pain I caused you, the damage to our friendship." Her words echoed with a familiarity that spoke of shared regret and healing. "Sarah, I appreciate your honesty," I replied sincerely. "It means a lot to me." We spoke for hours, navigating the complexities of forgiveness and reconciliation with a newfound openness and vulnerability. Sarah shared her journey of introspection and growth, expressing genuine remorse for the mistakes of the past and a desire to mend what had been broken. "I don't expect you to forgive me," Sarah said earnestly, her eyes searching mine for understanding. "But I hope we can find a way to move forward." Her sincerity touched me deeply, a testament to the transformative power of accountability and empathy. "Sarah, forgiveness isn't just about forgetting," I replied softly. "It's about healing, for both of us." In the days that followed, Sarah and I continued to reconnect, slowly rebuilding the trust and camaraderie that had once defined our friendship. We navigated moments of awkwardness and understanding with grace, each conversation a step towards healing and renewal. One evening, as we sat in the park watching the sunset, Sarah looked at me with a smile tinged with gratitude. "Thank you, Jack," she said softly, "for giving me a chance to make things right." I returned her smile, a sense of peace settling over me. "Thank you, Sarah," I replied sincerely, "for your honesty and willingness to confront the past." Together, we toasted to new beginnings, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the transformative power of forgiveness. As I looked towards the future, I knew that our journey was far from over, each day offering new opportunities for growth, connection, and the unwavering hope for a future defined not by the scars of betrayal, but by the strength found in forgiveness and renewal. Life had settled into a rhythm of fulfillment and purpose, each day bringing new challenges and opportunities for growth. The collaboration with Emily, David, and the renewed connection with Sarah had woven a tapestry of resilience and forgiveness, guiding us towards a future defined by compassion and collective action. One brisk winter morning, as I walked into our office, I was greeted by a flurry of activity. Emily and David were huddled around a computer screen, their expressions a mix of excitement and determination. "What's going on?" I asked, curiosity piqued. Emily turned towards me with a smile. "We just received some great news," she announced. "One of our advocacy campaigns has been selected for a national spotlight." My heart swelled with pride and gratitude. This recognition was a testament to the tireless efforts of our team and the impact of our work on survivors of injustice. Together, we had dared to challenge the status quo and amplify voices that had long been silenced. Over the coming weeks, we threw ourselves into preparations for the national campaign. Meetings buzzed with creative ideas and strategic planning, each of us bringing our unique strengths to the table. Emily's knack for storytelling, David's expertise in policy advocacy, and Sarah's eye for detail all contributed to shaping a campaign that was both compelling and impactful. As the campaign gained momentum, media interest grew. Interviews and feature stories highlighted our journey, the challenges we had overcome, the alliances we had forged, and the transformative power of forgiveness and redemption. One afternoon, as I sat down for an interview with a national news outlet, the reporter asked about the personal journey that had led me here. I spoke of resilience in the face of betrayal, of the healing power of forgiveness, and the unwavering belief in the possibility of change. Our work is about more than just advocacy, I explained earnestly. It's about creating a future where justice and compassion are not just ideals, but lived realities for everyone. The campaign culminated in a series of events across the country, each one a rallying cry for justice and solidarity. Survivors stepped forward to share their stories, finding strength in community and validation in their truth. Together, we raised awareness, sparked conversations, and ignited a movement that transcended borders and boundaries. On the eve of our final event, as we gathered for a team dinner, I looked around at the faces of my colleagues turned friends. Emily, with her infectious enthusiasm and unwavering commitment. David, with his quiet determination and strategic vision. And Sarah, whose journey of redemption had woven seamlessly into the fabric of our shared mission. To our team, Emily toasted, raising her glass with a smile, for daring to dream and making a difference. The clink of glasses echoed through the room, a celebration of resilience, collaboration, and the transformative power of forgiveness. In that moment, I knew that our journey was far from over, each day offering new opportunities to advocate, inspire, and create change. As I looked towards the future, I carried with me the lessons learned from betrayal and redemption. They had shaped not just my personal journey, but the collective efforts of those who stood alongside me. Together, we would continue to forge ahead, guided by the belief that every voice mattered, every story deserved to be heard, and that together, we could build a world where compassion and justice prevailed.